verify what you just heard. My name is Himangi Pai, and I'm an attorney at Brooklyn Defender Services. And prior to my work at BDS, everybody, I was an attorney for ACS. I know. Each and every story you heard, every experience just shared is not only the truth, but sadly, it is the rule with ACS. I started at ACS as a young lawyer desperate to find a job. As someone who grew up in an incredibly abusive and volatile home, I thought I would be doing good for families, for children. Boy, was I fucking wrong. Day after day, I filed cases in family court against parents claiming abuse and neglect. I often stood up in court asking for children to be removed from their homes at the request of ACS. This was a time I regret and for which I feel tremendous shame. But it is also a time when I got to learn about the true function of ACS. Now, we are told over and over again that ACS is an agency that protects our children and helps families in need, that ACS steps in when children are being harmed and provides support for parents when they need it. But that is just not true. ACS is an agency that polices families. It is an agency that monitors and tries to control the lives of Black and brown families all over the 5 boroughs. It is an agency that devalues the lives of Black and brown people every single day, that perpetuates whiteness and institutionalized racism with its every single move. In my time at ACS, I saw how filing a petition in family court ensured that ACS would be involved in a family's life, in a Black or brown family's life, for years. Cases were filed with little evidence and for things that white parents do every single day with no judgment or intervention. Decisions were made not with the interest of the child at heart, but while erring on the side of caution, trampling on the civil rights of parents and children. Children were removed and remained in foster placements for months, sometimes years, with no real plans or steps to reunification. Unrealistic expectations, white upper middle class expectations were placed on parents. Little guidance, resources, or help. Families were subjected to unannounced visits, warrantless searches of their homes, and contact with the police at the whim of an ACS worker. Now I want you to hear this, because I think this is incredibly important. I think one of the most harmful aspects of ACS is this. You have people of color, caseworkers and their supervisors, telling other is. It is effectively a jail facility for children. Because when a child is removed from their parents and awaiting a placement, they are held at the Children's Center. As you stand in front of that building, because I hope you all march all the way there. If my 5-year-old daughter, who's been complaining since the second we started walking, is making her way to the Children's Center, the rest of us should make our way to the Children's Center. As you stand in front of that building, I want you to imagine you are a child. You've just been removed from your parents, probably forcibly, and taken to that building. You walk through metal detectors at the door and see officers patrolling the hall. You are not free to leave. You are a child. Decisions are being made about your life without your input. Decisions with lasting, lifelong consequences. And you are provided with very few resources, if any. You don't get to sit and chat with a trauma specialist or a therapist to talk about what the hell just happened to you and how to heal. Instead, you're housed in a facility with babies, toddlers, teenagers, all struggling, all separated from their families and all awaiting an uncertain future. Children should not be held. They should be with their families. Black children belong with their parents, not in detention centers. For 7.5 years as a criminal defense attorney at BDS, I've been there a little longer, I'm old. I have almost exclusively represented young people in the criminal justice system. In that work, I have spoken with hundreds of young people who've been in foster care or had some ACS history. Many of them were housed at the Children's Center. Some for only a few days, others for much, much longer. None, not one of those young people had something positive to share about their experience. Not one of them, especially those who had been removed from an abusive home, shared that ACS involvement helped their family. This is a nightmare. Hold on. That ACS helped them to heal. In fact, the exact opposite was true. For most, their experience with ACS was a constant source of pain. ACS-involved children are made to feel like their lives don't matter, like their families don't matter. But again, this is bullshit! Because Black lives matter, Black children matter, and Black families matter. So I will leave you with this. I promise I'll stop talking. We need to defund ACS. We must end the reign of terror inflicted by ACS on families. ACS is not what it claims to be. They police rather than protect. ACS does not help to heal and reunite families. Rather, they prosecute and punish, traumatizing all along the way. We have heard about it today, and we will continue to hear about it unless we do something. We need a change, one that focuses on reunification and restoration, one that knows that Black families matter.
White supremacy!
ACS!
How do you spell white supremacy?
ACS!
How do you spell white supremacy?
ACS!
As Pi just said, in a moment we're going to walk over to the Children's Detention Center. And you'll actually get to see an institution, a physical building that supports the system of white supremacy. And as we do that, I want you to think how we all can change that. It's a building in our physical space that actually stands for something very negative. So I'm going to let us just gather ourselves for about 5 minutes, and then we're going to head out.